This video is brought to you by Gamersubs. Use code MHB at checkout for 10% off your next order. Before we get stuck into the video, I did just want to start by saying thank you for helping the channel reach 100,000 subscribers. This is a milestone where I'm genuinely at a bit of a loss for words. I started making videos on this channel almost 10 years ago now, and it took me over 4 years just to get to 1,000 subscribers. So 100,000 was almost a pipe dream for most of my time on YouTube. So to be here now, it's a little surreal. But none of this happens without you and your continued support. Whether you're a long-time viewer or just found the channel, I just want you to know that I really do appreciate and thank you for letting me live out my dream and helping me grow the channel to where it is today. Alright, on to today's video. I'm on a quest to platinum every PS3 game that I own. So I put all my PS3 games into a wheel, and one by one we're platinuming whatever the wheel lands on. And, well, it's been a while. That'll happen when you try and complete a month-long challenge, but we're back. As always, if you do end up enjoying the content and want to see more like it, like the video, leave a comment, subscribe, and let's spin the wheel and see what we're platinuming this week. Alright, we get what we get, we don't get upset. Let's spin the wheel, see what we're dealing with this week. Don't really care what we're dealing with, just let's get back into it, eh? Hey, let's go. Alright, Tekken Tag Tournament 2. I just bought this yesterday, so I wanted to get more Tekken Platinums. Tag Tournament 2 is a game I didn't play a lot of, but I did play back at release, so I'm excited to see how this one holds up and get another Tekken Platinum to the list. Alright, it's time to head back to Tekken. I went over my history with Tekken in the Tekken 6 video, go check that out, but in short, I love me some Tekken, and the original Tag Tournament was one of my most played games in the series. With that being said, I don't remember being a massive fan of Tag Tournament 2 back in the day. I remember picking up the game day one, sinking a good chunk of time into it, but from memory, I think the online component was a bit chopped. Issues with lag and disconnections being a problem, so I dropped the game pretty quickly and never really looked back. So I'm very interested to see how this game holds up today and if it's a better or worse time to platinum than Tekken 6, which, just to refresh people's memories, I was not a huge fan of thanks to the beat 'em up mode taking up all the gameplay time. So let's boot up Tag Tournament 2 and get ourselves another platinum.
You win.
I mentioned this in the last Tekken video, but a big reason I love Tekken so much is because I played it so much growing up against my family. Brother, dad, uncles, cousins, it was on if the PS1 or PS2 got pulled out at the family event. So the fact I got Tekken on the wheel at the same time my brother was down visiting meant it only made sense to boot up versus mode and go at it once again. I wasn't really aiming for any trophies in particular during this, I was more concerned about making sure I took care of business. No matter the age, you can't let the little brother get the better of you. Despite not aiming for any trophies though, we actually unlocked a good chunk in this step, like for getting a perfect win, which is a win without getting hit, and probably the most embarrassing way to lose a game. Perfect player, we got a trophy! For getting non-Aiden.
You're welcome.
Pulled off 3 Ukemi, which I had no idea what that meant at the time, but I guess it means 3 safe falls? I don't know, this seems like a gimme. Yeah, oodles of Ukemi. Won a great battle, which is when you win with really low health, probably a more rage-inducing than embarrassing way to lose a game. Oh, great gladiator, we got another one. And dealt more than 62 damage from a mid-air combo, which again feels like a gimme with someone like Hwoarang. We have... oh, okay, insane juggler. We got another one. Those were the trophies we unlocked just by having some fun going against one another, but eventually we did start to farm some more quick and easy trophies, like escaping 10 throws. Hey, escape artist, let's go. Escaped Alyssa's spam bomb move. Yay, avoid flying heads. Connected with 10 homing attacks, which is just attacks that can still hit your opponent while sidestepping. Feel heavy attack on me. Stecatorm! What was that for?
Hold it up.
And then the stage specific stuff like breaking through a floor, wall, and balcony. Watch your step. That's not what we're going for, but we'll take it. Renovation time. Geronimo! Woo! Getting your upper body wet in the Fallen Garden stage. There we go, doused but not out. And knocking a poor lady into the pool in the Eternal Paradise stage. Bad date.
You win.
So the last step was optional, but definitely good fun. My brother and I haven't really sat and played some Tekken in years, so it was good to go head to head once again. But now for the real steps, and this time we're headed to the Fight Lab Tag Tournament 2's tutorial mode. There's a bit of story here, but honestly, I couldn't tell you what that was. Something about a new combat droid who's learning all the fighting skills needed, it's not important. What is important is learning all the basic mechanics, which Fight Labs does a really good job at teaching. I genuinely felt like a better Tekken player after getting through the prologue and 5 stages here, and I think that's because from memory, Tekken never really does a dedicated tutorial. You have a practice mode, but that's to do your own practice, not to teach you how things are done. Fight Labs gives you the step-by-step breakdown and basic moves, combos, juggles, tag moves, the lot. So we get through all the tutorials and boss fights, grabbing a trophy after each stage. Combot on standby. Combot move out. Combot engage. Combot annihilate. Combot return to base. Alright, that should be the Fight Labs done. In terms of the actual beating it once. I feel like we have to grind these out for a bit though. As well as trophies for things like completing 10 bound combos, which is a slam juggle technique, the original bouncer, and 10 tag combos and tag assaults, moves involving your tag partner. Master of the tag combo, let's go. Master of the tag assault. Alright, cool. We weren't quite done with this mode yet though, because we do have our first grind on our hands. You see, Combot mimics all the fighters' moves, but you have to buy them to be able to use them, and you need to buy all of them to unlock a trophy. The final stage is a great spot for farming up money, 50 to 60,000 per attempt, and you need around 4 million to buy all the moves. So get comfortable, you'll be incredible at all these tag combinations by the end of this, as it takes about an hour or so. It takes so long I got the trophy for switching places with my tag partner 765 times. Oh, fickle friend. I was not expecting a trophy there. I'll take it. Before ultimately buying all the combos, not including the ones that are unlocked via stage rating, those aren't needed. Super Combot DX complete. Alright, that's not too bad. You can get a lot of points pretty quick, but feels a bit pointless. Okay, finally that was Fight Labs out the way, and I figured since that was the tutorial, let's stick with the learning theme and head on over to the practice mode to grab the rest of the combo trophies. Practice mode lets you do a lot of customizing to get the type of encounter you need, so it's a great spot to farm combos or parries rather than trying to pull it off in an actual match. Starting out with getting 1000 damage in practice mode. Lead coach. I have no idea what that's for, but I'll take it. Pulling off a great combo, which is a combo that involves using both characters in the same combo multiple times. This one is tricky, but I did eventually do it thanks to this combo between Kazuya and Jinpachi that wasn't too complicated for my monkey brain. Impressive moves, hell yeah. Got 3 low parries and 3 reversals. Pretty self-explanatory, just takes a bit of practice to get the timing right. Below the belt. Oh, and dish best served cold. Hell yeah, double. We got a double up. Pulled off 3 10-hit combos, which, I'll be honest, pretty sure the highest I got here was 5, but I'll take it. Flying butt kicker. Managed to do 3 direct tag assaults, 10 tag throws, 3 tag crashes, and 3 partner specific tag throws. All pretty basic moves to pull off, but well worth learning, in particular the tag crashes. Those come in handy in a pinch to quickly swap characters. Master of the direct tag assault. Master of the tag throw. True friendship. Oh, thank God, I thought this was broken. The best of friends. And last and sort of least, since they don't really fit anywhere else, change the background music using Tekken tunes. Dance to your own beat. Customized a character. Touch-up artist. And bought, equipped, and used a weapon in a fight. Secret weapon.
You win.
Alright, a lot of learnings to come out of step 2, but it was time to change course for a bit. As I said in the last Tekken video, I like to get the online trophies out the way as soon as possible in these types of games. However, where Tekken 6 still has a decently active player base, at least enough to get consistent games, Tag Tournament 2 isn't so fortunate. This game is completely dead. No one is playing this game anymore. Not playing casual, not playing ranked. Ghost Town, which honestly is to be expected given the game is 13 years old, but Tekken 6 is older and more active, so it had my hopes up. Anyway, the point is, without a boosting partner, you're not getting this platinum trophy. I searched for hours, you won't get a bite. So it was time to turn to the community for help, and thankfully, Jarvis McGee came in clutch once again. There's only 4 trophies we need to worry about in this step, and with a boosting partner, they are a cinch. So into rank mode we went, trading wins to stay around the same rank, and just did that for around 16 matches total, which unlocked us 3 trophies for winning a ranked match, playing 3 online games, and reaching first Dan or level 10 in ranked. There we go. Be still my iron heart. Alright, this is the win in ranked done. There we go. Iron Heartache. I think that's for 3 online games. Oh, Tekken Black Belt. Cool. Okay, so that's for reaching first Dan. Plus the trophy for earning 3 lucky boxes, which feels a little broken. I'd gotten 3 in one go before, but the time I get a box that's worth $1 million, I get the trophy. Seems iffy, but I'll take it. Fortunate Fighter, yes! That trophy just seems broken. And finally, winning a match over on casual to round out the online mode nice and quickly and never look back. There we go, tug at my iron heartstrings. Alright, that's the play match done and the online done. Thank goodness. Shout out Jarvis, appreciate you again.
You win.
With the online mode done and dusted, it was back to the offline modes, which in the beginning was just good fun. Heading over to the arcade mode to complete a story in solo play and with a tag partner. Of course, picking my main man from Tekken 6, Hwoarang, to resume the main character role, and using a mix of Kunimitsu and King for my tag team partner. I like the speed of Kunimitsu, but King's damage is just top tier. Getting the trophy for earning over 10 million G in that process. Bazillionaires. I must have 10 million G at this point. And Solo Warrior for beating the arcade mode with just Hwoarang. Preeminent partner. Alright, that's arcade done with the tag team. Next, it was onto the team battles, which again, just like Tekken 6, was easily beaten by selecting 1 fighter per team and winning 3 times for the trophy. Tenacious Fighter. Alright, team battles done. Then it was onto the time attack mode, which had us beating an arcade mode story in less than 20 minutes. A very generous time, you'd have to fail a few fights to get over 20 minutes. Super Speed Fist. Yeah, alright, the time's not the issue on that one. Then it was time to return to My Hell, the survival mode, where I needed to, once again, get a 10 win streak, and this was just way easier than last time. Last time I had such a hard time with this mode. This time, all I did was spam jab with Hwoarang and we won. That was it. There we go, proof of your existence, thank God. Unfortunately, all that left me with was this hellish grind, the likes of which I was not prepared for in the slightest. So let's talk about the Tekken Lord grind, because I had no clue what this would entail, and I was about to walk headfirst into a storm of a trophy. In the offline modes, each character has their own level, and the more you play said character, the higher the level will go. Tekken Lord, for reference, is Dan 30, or level 30, a number that to me didn't seem overly high in the beginning of this grind, but would make me despise this game towards the end. Out of all the offline modes, the best mode to level up is in the ghost battles, because after each fight you get to pick between 3 options who you fight next, which if you know what you're doing can mean you can level up faster. But that's not important unless you also want to grind out 40 character endings in the arcade mode, as the gold options in ghost mode, if you win that fight, unlock the character's arcade ending, and you need 40 of those for a trophy. So you may be thinking, how many ghost battles do you need to win to hit level 30? Well, that's a fluctuating answer because you will not level up or very rarely level up if you fight opponents that are more than 2 levels higher or lower than you. Ideally, you're looking for your same level. If that's not possible, 1 or 2 levels higher. If that's not possible, 1 or 2 levels lower. It's a needlessly complicated rank system that does not reward you for fighting harder fights, nor does it tell you how much a fight is worth in XP, and because the characters each have their own level, there's no variety here either. It's straight misery from head to toe, and a grind that took me personally over 300 wins in Ghost Battle to finally achieve. But I've seen people in forums say numbers as high as 500 to 700 wins. This one trophy almost made me give up on the platinum. I was a bee's dick away from just putting the game down and ending this video with my first ever couldn't do it. The problem is it's not a hard trophy. You can even set the battles to 1 round wins to make it go faster, and if you use someone like Hwarang or really anyone with a quick juggle combo, the AI do not know how to counter it. I couldn't let a trophy like this beat me. As much as I really did not want to bother with any of this, I just felt I needed to stick it out. I was so close to the end, I was almost done. I knew being that close and quitting would piss me off. Just get some YouTube on. Twicer, your 90% videos kept me slightly more sane, so thank you for that. And really turn your brain off, because this was going to take at least 5 hours of doing the same thing over and over and over and over again. There's really not much else to say. We unlocked a trophy for hitting Vanquisher or Dan16. Oh, who you gonna call? There we go. Enter the Vanquisher. Unlocked 40 character endings thanks to the golden fights. Hey, movie buff. Let's go. 1 trophy left. And after a brain-numbing, exhausting grind, finally reached Tekken Lord and unlocked Tekken Tag Tournament 2's Platinum Trophy. Let's go! Oh, it doesn't even matter. Do I have to go back into Ghost? Nope. Behold the Tekken Lord. All hail Tekken Incarnate. Tekken Tag 2 is done. One of the most miserable grinds I've put myself through. 313 wins, 46 losses in Ghost Battle. That's how long it took me to get to Tekken Lord. I mean, it's just such a grind, man, for no reason. It made me miss the 3D beat 'em up in Tekken 6, but I think over time I might cool down on this game, but this was miserable. So would I recommend you play and platinum Tekken Tag Tournament 2? As a game in the Tekken series, I definitely recommend playing it. I had a lot of fun from a casual perspective. But as you can guess, the platinum is a big hell no from me because of the Tekken Lord trophy. Before that miserable grind, I was having a great time with the game. I was over the moon that there wasn't another beat 'em up mode. It was focused on the fighting, and the fighting is still great fun. Just not when you have to use the same character for a minimum of 300 wins, and the quickest and safest way to get to that point is spamming the same combo over and over again for hours. I mean, this grind is so bad it almost made me hate the game and hate Tekken in general. I was going through it during that grind, and it's something I'd never recommend you do yourself, and something I never want to punish myself with again. Thank you so much for watching. If you made it this far into the video, make sure to leave a comment with Tekken God to make me feel better about myself and let me know that you made it to the end. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to like and subscribe. Leave a comment below and let me know which PS3 games you hope the wheel lands on next, or any games to potentially add to the wheel. Shout out to the channel members for that extra level of support, and special thanks to members of the Bear Club: Scott Unwin, Steel Vanguard, It's Grey J, Dark Wolf, Safado, Lug Knights, Golden Sparrow, Lord Alex, Kuzma, Jarvis McGee, and One Wonder Hit. Thank you all, and I'll catch you in the next one.